Hello everybody on YouTube, this is Dave for the Wicca channel. Last night I uploaded and then deleted a candle magic video that I did. Perhaps because it wasn't the best quality and I was distracted with watching my son at the same time. So what I'm doing is, starting with this scene, I'm redoing the entire video starting with this introduction. Candle magic is one of the easiest forms of magic you can do and cheapest. With just the right colored candle, olive oil, pen and paper, perhaps a bill, and a few herbs in your cauldron, you can achieve much. To me, from my experience and 25 years of practicing, candle magic to me is one of the most favorites. It can be spiritually inclining for you. At the same time, you don't actually have to be spiritual in performing this magic, other than thanking the powers that be in your aid in working of this spell. And it seems to have very, very good results. A story that I did when I did my last candle magic spell, which was 3 years ago. I had just quit one of my jobs. Ow. And I wasn't able to work the job anymore. So I did this spell. And with this spell, I started receiving extra paychecks in the mail. I cannot explain it. It was not from 2 weeks after. It continued up for a year and a half. I received a total of 5 of them. And every time I'd look at the paycheck stub, it'd be the same. There was no accumulation to the earnings. They were exactly the same. Of course, I'm not going to ask the employer if they had made a mistake. I took it upon myself to believe that the spell itself had worked, seeing that the checks came when I needed them the most. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this. There are different variations that you see here on YouTube, but this is the one that worked for me. And we will start now with things that you will need. Before I do any type of magical workings or ritual, I always take a bath. I will do this with a shower using witch hazel soap and salt. I will cleanse my body physically, mentally, and spiritually before I continue any further. Now, before I have taken this shower, I would have gone ahead and set up my altar in my sacred space. What I will do as I'm taking my shower to help rid myself of all negative thoughts and all other thoughts that will hinder my working, I usually recite something like this. I cleanse my body, spirit, and mind. I cleanse myself to make myself a better father, husband, and person. Something like this. I will repeat it over and over and over again until I feel that I'm spiritually, physically, and mentally clean. After this, I will get dressed and I will go to my sacred space. Now, this is not like Christians would. Christians do the same thing. Christians put on a suit and tie. They dress up. They anoint themselves with good perfumes and colognes, men's dress shoes, pair of pumps, and they go and they sing hymns and listen to Bible verses and scriptures, and this is how they worship their God. I keep mine on a more personal level. When I'm setting up my sacred space and I've casted my circle and I honor the Lord and the Lady, I feel a connection to them. And after I finish honoring my deities, I close that out and begin my magical works. So that's what I do. Now, for the candle spell I'm fixing to tell you, this is what you'll need to do. Have a green candle. After you're finished honoring your deities and honoring the powers that be, you can begin to program your candle, if you would like to call it that. You can use olive oil, and starting from the middle, coming out on each side, you can go ahead and you can start visualizing and concentrating on whatever it is that you think will bring money into your home. You can visualize a full wallet. You can visualize money coming in the mail or finding money on the street, or just there's numerous ways that you can visualize this coming into be. After you have done programming your candle, I would suggest you go ahead and place it in your cauldron. After in your cauldron, you can take the herbs, sage, cinnamon, and garlic, and spread it around the candle in the bottom of the cauldron. On a sheet of paper, you can go ahead and draw a money image, or you can use a bill and draw an X through it, symbolizing its destruction, and then set fire to this and place it in the cauldron. In the cauldron, it'll actually disintegrate and ignite the herbs that you have there. You'll see smoke bellowing out of the cauldron around the candle. At that time, if you feel necessary or after meditation throughout this, go ahead and light the green candle. As you light it, say something like, I call upon the powers of the Lord and the Lady. I call upon the powers of earth, air, fire, and water. I call upon my deities and my powers to help me aid in this magical work and send money my way. Something like that. It always seems like whatever comes from your heart at that time, other than rehearsed words, seem to work better for me. And what you do is, after you're through with that, let the candle completely burn all the way down into the cauldron until there is nothing left. In other candle rituals, you see where you light it through the entire week. I prefer to use the smaller green candles and let it burn completely down that night. Within the next morning, and you go to your cauldron, and you see that there is nothing left, then you can go ahead and you can take whatever's left over, and you can do numerous things with it. I personally will bury mine in the yard. That's just what I do. You can make it into a sachet and carry it around with you. You can put it into a bag and put it into an area of the house where it will not be disturbed, whether it be the attic or the basement or beneath your front door, as you would change in that myth that money will come into your home, and that will help attract the energies and bring income in. You can put it in your wallet or purse. All of these things are fine. Basically, any spell that you feel personally attracted to will work for you. There is much meditation and thought that goes into this, and generally the outcomes are very good, like I told you from my story. There are many variations of this spell. There are many other spells, but I want to go ahead and I want to advise any new beginner coming into this religion, coming into this practice. I want to go ahead and warn you, do not go and buy money spells from online. You can create your own spells. You can create your own energies. It has to come from your heart. And it has to come from the surroundings that you work with. Take, for example, I live in Alabama. If I want to have a broom, and I order one out of a catalog and it comes to me, the broom more than likely did not come from my area. So the energies of that broom will not mix as well with the energies in my surrounding because they're two different places and they're foreign to each other. If you want a broom or anything of that nature, I would create it with whatever you have in your surroundings in your area. All you have to go out there is cut the grass down, remove the willow branches, and then remove a bigger branch, and you can create your own broom using string, hot glue, things of that nature. Things that come from your surroundings other than other foreign distant places seem to work better for me as well too. Okay, so this is just one spell for today on Candle Magic. It's very simple, affordable, and I've explained my opinions on it and my story and how it worked for me. I'll be coming out later today with a video on how to make a poppet, and this would be a variation of what some people would call a voodoo doll. I have a collection of them, and I use mine for different purposes, and I will share those with you probably tonight or tomorrow. So this is David for the Wicked Channel. Blessed be, merry part, hail yourself, infernal greetings to all, and blessed be.